Greetings, greetings, Sunday school gang. Do you love God? Do you love the Bible? Do you want to know how you can love God with all of your heart and all of your strength without being like one of those ungodly and soulless beta cucks? Well, have I got great news for you! You see, kids, over at my company, Manipulative Megacorp Incorporated, we are dedicated to producing for you just the best, most up-to-date and trustworthy Bibles imaginable on Earth. And this is why I am proud to be releasing for you our newest line of Bibles. You wanna know what they are? The Cool Billionaires Bible! Whoa! That's right, kids. This Bible, with my seal of approval, will help you be the best Christian that you can be. Unlike those beta cucks. Shall we read it together? I think we shall. So, in the beginning, God had a dream. So, he took some initiative and pulled on his little bootstraps in his little startup garage, and he founded the heavens and the earth. Whoa! Now kids, at this stage, the earth was unproductive and didn't generate any revenue. So God said, if nobody can see anything, how will anyone be able to generate a profit for me? So he had a bright idea. He created light so that his future workers would be able to see. Wow. Now that's a good investment. But then God thought of the first product that he could sell. God said, you know, what's the point of living? What's the point of living if you can't generate a revenue stream? Stream! That's it! God created the skies! And you know what that does, kids? The sky, it produces a little liquid that all life needs in order to sustain itself. That's right! God started a water company! Wow! Clap, 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 clap. You see, kids, when life becomes just a little desperate enough, people become pretty willing to fork over the money that they need in order to survive. So if we can just restrict a little bit of the access to that water that otherwise would have gone unmonetized, and that's just a crime, then we can sell it back to the people for a lovely profit.
Die eine Anschauung, extrem würde ich sagen, wird von einigen von den NGOs vertreten, die darauf pochen, dass Wasser zu einem öffentlichen Recht erklärt wird. Das heißt, als Mensch sollten Sie einfach Recht haben, Wasser zu haben. Das ist die eine Extremlösung. Ja?
The fountain of life, kids! Literally above our heads, and we can monetize it. Wow!
Nestle is pulling Belle Delphine scam on a global scale.
But why stop at just monetizing the lifeblood from the skies when God had this other brilliant plan? You see all that seawater over there, you know, it's kind of useless. It doesn't really produce anything. It doesn't generate revenue. So God separated it and created... What did God create, kids? That's right! A real estate company! Now, there isn't an unlimited supply of land, but that's the trick. You see, that's God's favorite law at work right there. Supply and demand. God created a finite amount of land so that when supply starts to become limited, we can jack up those prices and increase our profit margins. A few people are going to go homeless, sure, and die, and that's really sad and all. But actually, that's a good thing because it will incentivize hard work and dedication. After God invested in a little bit of real estate, he reached for the stars. And you know what stars look like, kids, right? That's right! Lockheed Martin Hellfire missiles! God created weapons manufacturing! Liberals hate God for this quick and easy way to boost your Robin Hood portfolio. Ugly blue-haired soyjacks who hate God and hate freedom maxing will try and manipulate you by saying, bombs are bad, no more bombs. But babe, just think about it. Just one more bomb and then there'll be peace in the Middle East. Isn't that what God wants? Just keep looking at your Robinhood portfolio. 99% of investors sell their stocks just before Lockheed solves geopolitical conflicts. Aww. So I love Lockheed Martin. After God, wonderfully created Lockheed Martin, he looked again at the useless and unmonetizable seas and he had a little idea. Let the waters bring forth. Let the waters bring forth. What did he bring forth, kids? That's right! Offshore drilling! Yes! Beautiful, bountiful barrels of oil. Oil for our cars, oil for our tanks, oil to back our dollar with so we can go into gruesome forever wars.
Drill, baby, drill.
Truly, a business venture worth dying for. Maybe that's why God invested in weapons manufacturing. So kids, after God entrepreneurially expanded into oil, he looked over the people and noticed they need their Nintendo Switch 2s to live. So God looked out into the fields and he saw, what's that creature over there in the fields called? What's that called? It's called opportunity. It's called motivation. It's called labor exploitation utilized in the global south. Yippee! The people yearn to consume. Nay, they must or they'll die. Consumption is good, kids. Consumption is revenue. It's next to godliness. But consumption requires a ceaseless extraction of raw materials, and, you know, if God hired just any worker who was protected by rights and legislation, then, you know, how will he ever be able to produce a beautiful, lovely profit? Aww. And you see, kids, that's why God created labor exploitation. And he was thinking of you and me when he tucked it away over there in the global south so that none of us have to think about it.
This is according to Oxfam. Of the world's 85 richest people is equal to the 3.5 billion poorest people.
It's fantastic. And this is a great thing because it inspires everybody, gets the motivation to look up to the 1% and say, I want to become one of those people. I'm going to fight hard to get up to the top. This is fantastic news, and of course I applaud it.
God gets to make a humble multi-billion-dollar profit, and you and me get to maybe have our blood-red Teslas. Or, probably more likely, just a little chocolate bar. No, God looked over his corporate empire with his own bootstraps and he thought, you know, nobody could run all of this business by themselves. So God finished by investing in his most profitable creation yet. And you see, kids, that's where you come in. That's why God created you little rascals. His labor force, the workforce, his little workers. And you know what? You're gonna help turn his little business dreams into business empires. And before he even knows it, you're going to have made God very, very rich. So, God said to the worker, hey, you, come here. You see this corporate empire that I've built with my own 2 hands? You could work for me if you want. And in exchange, I'll give you a beautiful, lovely, wholesome $8 an hour. Whoa! $8 an hour, kids! Whoa! Isn't God such a generous businessman? Oh, but don't get you any funny ideas now with thinking as if you're entitled to any more of that there. You know, God has to pay billions of you little guys. It's a good thing that he created you little workers as desperate little creatures with basic needs and a fear of their own survival who are kept so isolated from each other that they're incapable of organizing to improve their material conditions. And even if they tried to organize, they're just so divided over their hatred for each other that they're incapable of seeing that the culture war is entirely just a rage bait fabricated to keep you in your place. Yippee! Culture war! You love war! That's why all you little workers are sent to war, because the rich would never, because you're so good at it. Forever wars in the Middle East, culture wars with each other. Hey, you don't even get paid for that one. You are going to make God so proud, you patriotic little warrior you. Truly, this is just the way of the world that God set up. Human nature, God's creation, and you know, it's very, very good. But God did make one little mistake. I know. Hey, God's just the CEO. We all make mistakes sometimes, am I right? But this one just happened to be a little egregious. You see, God created women. That's right, God created women, I know. But there was this one woman, once upon a time, who was listening to an evil, radical left serpent who infected her with the woke mind virus. This serpent deceptively convinced her that she should join a union, have better work-life balance, maybe get some paid sick leave. Oh, I'm sorry, woke Karen. I didn't realize that your minimum wage job, your starter job, deserved a living wage. Like, who do these people think they are? Always wanting something for nothing. Oh, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. It's hard to survive. I can't afford to feed my kids. Do you think you're made, what? Do you think you're made in the image of God or something? Who do you think's made in the image of God? You? Wrong! It's not you! It's me! I'm the one who's made in the image of God. Why do you think I'm the one who God has blessed with 12 figures a year whilst you only get $8 an hour? Like, God, you're all just so smelly and you're so loud and you're so lazy and you're entitled. You're gross and you take up space and frankly you disgust me a little bit. God created too many of you, I think, actually. Maybe he should probably just send a little flood to wipe some of you out, to put you in your place.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
Yes?
I don't know. I would.
This is a long hesitation.
There's so many questions implicit
Should
in
the
this.
human race survive?
You see, this is what woke feminism does here. It creates oppressor and oppressed distinctions that divide us. I thought we were a family. I thought we got along and loved each other. I thought this is why you spend all your time with me instead of with your actual family. Bro, that's depressing. This is what the woke moralists want. They want to divide you from me. You, the workers who God created and what have you, and me, the bosses who God blessed to be your bosses. That's all you need to do, kids. You just work hard, keep your eyes on the money, and some people say that the love of money is the root of all evil. Actually, you know what they miss out? The love of money is the root of many successful business enterprises. So go out there. Listen to the online hustlers who are telling you to get that bag and your rent's due at the end of the month. Can't pay it, you're on the streets. God bless. Am I done here? Cool. I gave every green plant for food, and it was so. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Wow. So kids, what did you learn from our little Bible reading today? Yes? Well, it seems like God created us to live as equals, in love, vulnerability, and union with God, one another, and the rest of creation. Wow, little Timmy. An 8-year-old beyond your years. But I was told by my favourite online hustlers that money is more important than love. That if you're not rich, then you're a loser and ain't getting no bitches. Well, Timmy, no need to be misogynistic now. But if it wasn't your favourite online hustlers that was telling you these things, then I suppose it would have been the status quo. You see, Timmy, and you'll understand when you're older, but life is hard. You're right. God created us as equals, in love and vulnerability and in union, just as you said. But we've been convinced by systems and powers that these values, they make you weak, and we need to instead adopt power and strength and tribalism. And you see, all this does is that it makes a few people very powerful, and it pits the rest of us against each other, neighbours against neighbours, as we scramble in a dizzied haze, a frenzied little dizziness of hatred and bigotry. That's not very nice. It's not very good. But Timmy, you see, that's just not the love of God. No. See, Timmy, God would see a neighbour who's maybe being a little mean and oppressive to his other neighbour, and he would love that other neighbour. He was being hurt and oppressed, and I think he would stand up for them. But, and this is what I think, Timmy, as well, God would try and love the neighbour who was doing the hurt. Not because he wants to dismiss the hurt being done. Not at all. But rather because I think God knows that we're all just hurt people, hurt by a system, and so we hurt each other. And so God's solution to all the hurt and the pain and the greed and bigotry is love. So, Timmy, Your favorite online hustlers, I'm sorry to tell you, kid, but they're wrong. But that is also because they are the product of a status quo that values the accumulation of wealth over the love of neighbors. Oh, what's the... Oh, I think that's your mother there, Timmy. Well, go on. You don't want to keep her waiting now, do you? But before you leave, remember, go out there and love a neighbour, just as God loves them. But who are my neighbours, Nana Theohop? Oh ho ho. Well, that's the funny question now, isn't it, Timmy? Your neighbours are all of the ones that you don't want me to name. The furry, the teenager who dances poorly on TikTok, the annoying girl with blue hair, the homeless man, the poor, the foreigner, the immigrant, the addict, the suicidal, the criminal, the worker, the widow, and they will eat first. So, oh no, go. Go. Tell your mother I was thinking of her. And remember, Timmy, I love you. And I'll see you next time. Oh dear.